It would be ugly. Well then, Shady, I gotta ask you then, in all seriousness or not, what would an upset by Coach Prime over Oregon mean?
First of all, that'll put us in not us, I'm sorry. No, I believe that it'll put the Colorado Buffaloes in top 5 right now.
Yeah.
If Coach Prime can pull this off, it shows you how good of a coach he really is, right? Your best player that plays offense and defense, he's not playing, he's hurt. If you can find a way to coach and do this thing, Nick Saban, move over. Move over, Nick Saban. Kirby Smalls.
Ooh, smart.
Whatever. Move over. I don't know his name, but I know downstairs his name. Let's go.
Dabo got to move over? Dabo Sweeney got to move over?
Clemson?
Yeah,
he been moved over.
He got to move over?
They days is over with. Yeah. Coach Prime, it's his time. It's his time.
Woo!
Move over, baby.
James Jones, what would a upset win mean? Hold on. You brought out the hoodie?
Yeah, I brought out the hoodie.
Hoodie James is in attendance.
Friday. No, you all good.
Hoodie James. And now, you're Hoodie James for the rest of the show. What would a Prime win mean?
You know, first off, we started off talking about, let's just get to 7 games, 6 games. That's a successful season. If Prime gets this thing done, and Shedeur goes out here and finds a way to get this thing done, we gotta be talking about national championship and getting to the playoffs. Period. That is the goal. You are talking about a top 10 team. You are a 21-point underdog.
21.
You was a 20-point underdog to start the season and go out there and beat TCU. If he finds a way to win this, you have to start talking about Colorado, not about nothing else but national championship and get into the playoff. It ain't no other bowl game matters if we find a way to get Oregon done. Because like Shady said, if they beat Oregon and Oregon's 10, they jumping in the top 10. If you're in the top 10, you should be having an opportunity. Our national championship should be on your mind.
I love it. Hoodie James, Joy, what's your alter ego? Because, I mean, we got Hoodie James.
I have a few of those.
We got Shady.
Depends how many martinis we got.
Joy, what would an upset by Colorado win? What would an upset over Colorado mean?
Over Oregon.
Yes.
We might have to start a new religion.
Ooh.
Church of Prime.
Sure,
It'll be very lucrative. Most of those churches are.
Well.
Listen, they beat TCU, being 20-point underdogs to start the season. Now, granted, they had Travis Hunter, so this is a bit of a different look that they're going into this weekend without their best player, second best player on both sides of the ball. However, if they're able to get this done, which they believe that they can, as 21-point underdogs, they would have to be in the top 10. They would have to be in the national championship conversation. They'd have to be in the winning the Pac-12 conversation. And for me, to sort of spin it forward, because this entire thing has felt like, it's felt like Miami, right? The 2001 Hurricanes.
Ooh.
It's felt like USC with Pete Carroll.
The hype you're speaking of.
The celebrity, the semi-pro feel that's been around Colorado. That's why everyone is so excited about it. It's brought college football into this space of flash and celebrities on the sidelines and people wanting to go to the games and the games being sold out and everyone's shows are there. Like that's an important thing for the sport. When NIL became a thing, I argued for it so fervently, not just because I have, nephews and nieces that are going to, they're playing college sports, not because I was a college athlete and my brothers were college athletes. All of that obviously played a part in it, but because this is the vision of what it can become. A guy like Prime can go to Colorado and create this kind of not just buzz, but winning.
In 1 year.
Not even.
Yes.
We're not even there yet. We're 3 games in. Like 4 games in, this is a whole different world that's been created. And it's not just because of NIL. It's because he's also showing the ability to coach and win games. So if he can beat Oregon, we are spinning it forward into this is now what college sports can look like. Not for everybody. Some people are still going to like the old school, and that's fine. But both of them can exist, and it hasn't really existed like that for a while.
If Colorado beats Oregon, it substantiates everything that's occurred previously. It colors everything. If Colorado beats Oregon, then those wins that Colorado already has, they matter. They mean something. Well, Colorado won because they're a good team. But if Colorado loses to Oregon, well, Colorado won because those were bad teams. Don't get it twisted. If Colorado wins, the narrative completely changes. Currently, the teams that Colorado's beat have a combined 3-5 record. If Colorado loses to Oregon, all we're going to say is, well, Nebraska was sorry, TCU was sorry, Colorado State was sorry. But when and if Colorado wins, now we'll say, dang, Colorado really liked that. Maybe Colorado State was better than we thought. Now it starts changing how we feel about the past because the future will always sort out the past. So the win, in my mind, it is what everybody has said at this desk, but it also draws compound interest on the previous wins because now those previous wins mean even more because this win truly substantiates it all. But I will also say Colorado won't be doubted like this again.
No.
We're still clearly trying to figure out just how good Colorado is. Like a 21-point dog is utterly offensive. It's one of the most offensive things that you can have in sports. They're essentially saying, Colorado, you sorry, y'all don't belong on the same field. But you beat Oregon, you're not going to be no 21-point dog to SC. Might be a favorite. You're not going to be a dog to Utah. Might mess around and be a favorite. You won't be a dog like that, 21 points again. So 2-5, as I look at it, if they can pull it off, it changes everything else going forward.
Yeah, and you can create any type of narrative you want for this, right? Now, I think they will win this game, and I root for them to win this game. But let's say they don't, right? Now, we never said that Coach Prime in his first year would go undefeated.
Yeah.
That never was the game plan.
Not at all.
I didn't think that.
No doubt.
Right? And then another thing is, what people don't understand is that he doesn't have his players that he recruited, he wants. Now, the guys transferred there. That's one thing. But to go out there and his first real offseason to pick the players he wants to fit his scheme, guys, certain cornerbacks, certain wide receivers, he hasn't had a chance to do that. It's the same thing in the pros and NFL. When you have a rebuild, a new team, it might take a year or two to get the players that you want. But this just shows how good of a coach he really is. We're talking about his first year competing against Oregon and potentially beating them. That's how good of a coach he really is. So hope they win this game. But they do have that quarterback, and he makes a difference. Yeah.
And for me, Acho brought up a good point, because that's what they are going to say. If they lose to Oregon, they're going to say, oh, well, you know, TCU, they was ranked beginning of the season, right? They lost. Nebraska's no good. Colorado State's no good. And that's what sucks, because Colorado was no good before Prime got there. Right. You know what I'm saying? And all that's going to go out the window with what he has done over there and changed that program around already in 3 weeks, being 3-0. You know, so for me, Nebraska was sorry last year. They still sorry with a new coach. you got what I'm saying? Prime has what Prime has done over there, whether they win or lose, it's crazy.
And he gonna get the recruits. You think they're not seeing this when they see us up there in Colorado? They see skipping them boys up there. Think about this. You done seen Lil Wayne. You probably gonna see Lil Baby. You gonna see McMills. It's gonna be like Philadelphia Eagles all over again. You know what I mean? Every recruit that's 17 years old. Yeah. My son's going there. Now, son, get it together now. We going.
Joy, more focus for you on Prime or Shedeur? Shedeur, obviously the quarterback America. He is in the Heisman campaign. This can be a Heisman caliber game for him. Obviously, y'all know who Prime is. More pressure on Prime or Shedeur in your mind?
That now we talk.
Yeah, talking ball now.
I mean, I want to say Prime, but we know that the players are going to have to go out there and perform. They're going to be prepared. They're going to have somebody who has their back, who's making sure that he pushes them through adversity and all that. We saw that in the last game. But Shedeur has to go out there and be great because, for whatever reason, they are 21-point underdogs. And they are without Travis Hunter. So those things are a reality. And look, like we all believe, but let's put some respect on Oregon too. They're a good team. They are. They're just gonna roll over them. They are a good team. Yes, and they've had a good program for a long time. So this is a game where they're going to have to go out there and be great. Now, I don't think any of us are going to pound on Shedeur if he doesn't have the game of his life in this matchup. But at the end of the day, if they're going to win this game, I think it's going to be because somebody's going to step up and be great.
And speaking of Shedeur, we got to believe the plays you just showed, it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Shedeur is going to have to score 30-plus points to win this ball game. It is going to be in the 30s, right? Oregon is going to score. If Shedeur puts up 30, the Heisman race is over for 1 week. If he beats Oregon and he puts up 30-plus, which means you're going to have to throw for over 300-plus yards and 4 touchdowns, for 1 week, Caleb Williams is second.
Yeah.
You just beat TCU, who was ranked down, and you 20-point underdog. Then top 10 Oregon, 21 points, and you beat them strictly off the way you played. I know Pops is coaching, Prime is coaching, but they're winning them games because of him.
No doubt.
And Shedeur, he's that special. I had a chance to talk to Prime on the phone a couple weeks ago. We talked about it, and the first thing he said was, I knew my son was special. He knew Shedeur was special like this, but the world didn't know.
Nope.
Now we're starting to see it. So every chance that he has, he puts him out there because I trust him. You talked about how when they had the overtime game where, we don't want the defense, we want the offense.
Offense take the ball first.
Because he knows that his son is like that. And we have that type of trust, not because it's his son, because he has that type of player. We all play with players that or no players that are that good where we trust him.
Yeah.
We might should win this game, but man, we got him, the equalizer. By the way, that's a movie with, you see what I'm saying? And he's the equalizer. Well, we might have a disadvantage or the odds are not in our favor, but when you got Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, you always got a shot.
But it's going to take 460 yards, 5 total touchdowns. Like, Shedeur, 30 points won't do it, Jay.
But he's averaging 400 yards a game.
No doubt. I'm not saying
10 touchdowns,
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time what it will take from
to win.
Shedeur to win.
Especially on the road.
On the road. Like, Oregon will put up points. They are second currently in yards per attempt and 11th in rushing yards, and I showed y'all passing plays.
Yeah.
So it will take a career game from Shedeur, but he did it against TCU.
Yep.
He did it in overtime against Colorado State. I don't doubt that he can do it.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.